Hello everyone. Today, we'll be focusing on how to handle forms and user input in Angular. We'll cover Angular's powerful data binding features, form validation, and then wrap up with a hands-on lab where we'll create a feedback form. I'm Mrs. Archana Rasal, and I'm excited to guide you through this important session. Here's an overview of today's session. First, we'll understand how forms work in Angular and the advantages it provides. Then, we'll learn about data binding using ngModel. Next, we'll explore form validation in Angular, including built-in validation features. Finally, we'll create a feedback form using Angular in a hands-on lab to apply everything we've learned. Understanding forms in Angular. Angular simplifies working with forms by offering built-in features like two-way data binding, form validation, and state tracking. This makes it easier to handle user input and feedback. Every time a user enters data into a form, Angular automatically synchronizes the model and the view. This real-time connection is what makes AngularJS so powerful for form handling. Forms in Angular are also highly dynamic. You can easily track the state of a form, whether it has been touched, whether it's valid, or if any input fields have errors, all with minimal effort. One of the most important directives in Angular is ngModel. This directive binds input fields to model variables, creating a two-way data binding system. When the user enters data, the model is updated in real time, and any changes to the model automatically update the view. Here's a simple example. As the user types into the input field, the ngModel directive updates user.name, and the text below the input box is updated in real time to reflect the entered value. This is what we mean by two-way data binding. Angular allows you to bind all types of input fields using ngModel. Let's look at a few examples. Text inputs. For text fields, you simply bind the input to a model variable like this. Each of these bindings keeps the user input synchronized with the model. Next, let's talk about form validation in Angular. Angular makes it easy to validate form input without writing much code. It comes with built-in directives to handle validation, like required, ensures the field is required, min length and max length, define the minimum and maximum number of characters, pattern, validates input against a regular expression. Here's a simple example. In this example, if the user doesn't enter their name, Angular will show the error message name is required. This is automatically handled by Angular's validation system. Angular tracks the state of each form element and provides several useful properties that allow you to respond to user input. Pristine. The form field hasn't been touched yet. Touched. The user has interacted with the field. Valid. The input is valid. Invalid. The input is invalid. In this example, the error message comment is required. Only shows up after the user interacts with the field, but leaves it empty. This ensures that the form is both dynamic and user-friendly. Let's explore how to validate some common input fields. Email validation. By using type is equal to email, AngularJS can ensure the input is a valid email address. Number input validation. You can set a minimum and maximum value for number inputs. These validation features make your forms more robust and user-friendly by preventing incorrect data from being submitted. Lab, creating a feedback form. Now it's time for the hands-on lab. We'll be creating a feedback form using Angular. Here's what we'll be doing. We'll start by creating a simple HTML form and include AngularJS. We'll use ngModel to bind the form inputs to an object called feedback. We'll add validation rules to ensure required fields are filled and the form is properly formatted. Finally, we'll display error messages dynamically when the user enters invalid data. This lab will help you practice building and validating forms using Angular. Conclusion. In today's session, we explored how to work with forms in Angular. We learned how to use ng model for data binding, how to validate user input using Angular's built-in directives, and how to track the state of form fields. In the hands-on lab, we built a feedback form with real-time validation. These are powerful tools for building interactive web forms that respond dynamically to user input. Thank you.